class we are going to study another phenomenon of converting one state to the other. So if you have watched the previous video, you may know that we are discussing the interconversion of various states. Right? In the last video we have studied about the conversion of solid into liquids, and that process is what we call melting. Yes. Now in today's class we are going to discuss about the conversion of liquids into gases, and that process of conversion of liquid into gases is called as boiling. So if you talk about boiling, I hope you all are familiar with the term boiling. Yes, now this term is not new for you, I guess, because you can boil the water, you can boil the milk, right? But in today's class, children, we are going to discuss about what is the kinetics behind boiling, what is the science behind boiling, and how liquid can be converted into gaseous form, liquids can be converted into vapors by boiling, and what happens inside the particles of liquids when they are boiling, and what make the change in the state. So to understand that, children, let us take the example of water. So you all know that water is a liquid. So what we will take is, we will take some water. So if you will look at if you will zoom the water, you will see such type of structure. So water molecules have small particles inside it. Yes, and they also have force of attraction in between them, because solid molecules are like this, liquids are little far from each other, whereas gaseous molecules are more far from each other. So what happens is that when we boil the water, we increase the temperature, and when we increase the temperature, their kinetic energy also increases. When their kinetic energy increases, they start vibrating, and when they vibrate, they break this force between them and they convert it into gases. Now how? Let us try to understand this. Suppose, consider this, my hand is a liquid and these fingers are the particles. These fingers are these particles. So they are bonded like this. Yes, they have some space in between them. Solids are bonded like this, and liquids have some space in between them. They are somewhat loosely packed when we compare them with the solid. So when we heat them, they get some energy. When you eat the food, you get the energy. Similarly, when we heat the liquid, they get some energy. That energy is called as kinetic energy. And once they get the kinetic energy, once they acquire the kinetic energy, they start vibrating. When they start vibrating, they tend to break the force. They tend to break the bond that is holding them together. So when they start vibrating, they break that bond, and eventually they move far apart from each other. Okay, and that particles which were closely packed, they no longer can hold the shape of liquid, and they become vapors, and they become gases, because gaseous particles are like that. So when they vibrate, they break the force of attraction between them, and thus they are converted into vapors. But children, it also has a specific temperature. I mean, when you will boil the water, you may notice that suddenly it doesn't start evaporating, it suddenly doesn't start converting into gases. Yes, it takes some time. So it takes some specific temperature, right? And that temperature is what we call boiling point. So what is boiling point? Boiling point is the minimum temperature at which liquid boils and become gas and become vapors at atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure means the natural pressure that is exerted by the air on us. So that is atmospheric pressure. I mean, in the room temperature, you can say. Right? So that is the boiling point. And if we talk about the water, the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. So 100 degrees Celsius is the minimum temperature which is required by any water to convert it into gaseous state. 100 degrees Celsius or 373 Kelvin, they both are same thing. Now the question arises that why 100 degrees Celsius? I mean, how do we come to know that water has 100 degrees Celsius of boiling point? So let us see it with the help of a setup, and let us try to understand that with the help of a little experiment. So in that experiment, we will need a thermometer, we will need a burner, and you can see the setup here. So this is the iron stand, the burner, this is the water and beaker, and this is the thermometer. So why thermometer? To record the temperature, because we want to record the temperature at which water starts boiling. So we have taken the water and we have taken the thermometer. Similarly, when you go to the doctor puts a thermometer under your tongue. Why? To measure the temperature of your body. So thermometer is used to measure the temperature. So we have dipped the thermometer in the water. As soon as we will provide the heat to the water will start boiling. Okay, and it will rise to the temperature at 100 degrees Celsius. At 100 degrees Celsius, that water will start vaporizing. The water will start converting into vapors. So that rise in the temperature shows its boiling point. So let us try to understand this with the help of a graph. Okay, so suppose this is the thermometer. Suppose it's the thermometer where it was 0 degrees Celsius. Here suppose it is 40 degrees Celsius and 50 degrees Celsius, and then there is 100 degrees Celsius. So if we talk about the melting point, we discussed that suppose this is the graph. Earlier at minus 10 degrees Celsius the water was ice. Yes, when the ice melts it will become water. So ice melts at 0 degrees Celsius. Right? We know that the melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. So when the temperature rises, so we discussed in the last class that at 0 degrees Celsius there is no rise in the temperature. Yes, at 0 degrees Celsius there is no rise in the temperature, and because during that time all the ice was converting into water. So that is what we called also latent heat of fusion. Yes, that we have already covered. Now here 0 degrees Celsius. At 0 degrees Celsius this is water. So here initially the temperature was 0 degrees Celsius. When we gave heat, so we will notice that this will start rising. The temperature in the thermometer will start rising and it will acquire the temperature of 100 degrees Celsius. It will take the temperature of 100 degrees Celsius here, and after that it will be stable. It will not rise. I mean, from this point to this point there is no increase in the temperature. Right? So this point is called as boiling point. And from this point the water is starting evaporating. The water is evaporating, the water is converting into gases. But there was no rise in the temperature. The temperature was constant for some time. So, but we were giving the heat constantly. We were giving the heat, but there was no increase in the temperature. There is no increase in the temperature. During this time, the water was converting into vapors. So the question is here, the question comes here that where is that heat goes? We were constantly providing the heat, but there was no rise in the temperature. The rise in the temperature stopped after acquiring 100 degrees Celsius. So that heat is somewhere hidden. Yes, because we are giving the heat, but that heat is not being shown, that heat is not being reflected in the thermometer. It means that heat is being absorbed by the liquids and that heat is hidden. Okay, so that hidden heat, is what we call as latent heat. Alright, that hidden heat is what we call as the latent heat of vaporization, because that hidden heat is required by the water molecules to convert it into vapor. So that heat is actually not hidden, that heat was absorbed by these molecules to evaporate. That energy was absorbed by these water molecules to evaporate. So that is the reason why during this period of time there was no increase in the temperature. So what is latent heat? So latent heat of vaporization is the amount of heat which is required by any water molecule to convert 1 kg of liquid into gaseous form at the atmospheric pressure. So that is what we call as the latent heat of fusion. In the ice case also we notice that at 0 degrees Celsius there was no rise in the temperature. Okay, so that rise in temperature stops because the ice was absorbing all that heat to convert it into water still. So that is what we have already discussed. It is the quantity of heat in joules. It is the quantity of heat in joules required to convert 1 kg of liquid at its boiling point. So after acquiring the boiling point, the latent heat, without any change in the temperature. So that is the latent heat of vaporization. Now children, there is one question. You tell me which will have the more kinetic energy, liquid which is boiling or the vapors which will have more kinetic energy? Yes, of course the vapors will have more kinetic energy. Yes, because they are more far from each other. So that is the reason they have more kinetic energy. Yes, because they are moving far from each other, it means they have more energy. So this more energy has more heat. So that is the reason why you feel more pain when steam falls on your hand, okay, rather than cold hot water. So because the steam has more kinetic energy. Okay, so I hope this topic is clear to you by now. And the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius and 373 Kelvin, and these both are the temperature. 100 degrees Celsius and 373 Kelvin, they both are same. We will discuss their conversion in the further classes.